Step back in time with me as we uncover the legendary machine that kept America moving through its toughest era. This isn't just a car, it's a nearly 100-year-old survivor, a symbol of resilience, craftsmanship, and pure vintage soul. If you think modern cars have character, wait until you see what the 1931 Ford Model A brings to the road. Let's get into it. What's up, everyone? Subscribe to my channel, and today we're stepping back nearly a century to explore one of the most iconic vehicles ever forged in American automotive history, the legendary 1931 Ford Model A. This isn't just a car, it's a rolling time capsule from an era when steel met craftsmanship, when motoring was still romantic and raw, and when Henry Ford was rewriting the rules of transportation for the second time. So buckle up, because the story I'm about to tell isn't just about machinery, it's about legacy, survival, style, and the rise of American ingenuity. Picture this, the year is 1931. The Great Depression is gripping the nation. Streets are lined with families struggling to get by, factories are shuttering, and the world is searching for hope. And yet, through all the chaos, one car continued to roll off the assembly lines with confidence and purpose: the Ford Model A. It wasn't just transportation, it was a beacon of reliability when everything else seemed uncertain. People trusted it because it started every morning, traveled every dirt road and cobblestone street, and carried families, farmers, salesmen, and dreamers across America. Even today, this car stands tall as a symbol of resilience, proof that solid engineering can outlast even the toughest times. Now imagine walking up to a pristine 1931 Ford Model A. The first thing you notice is that unmistakable stance, a perfect blend of charm and ruggedness. The upright grille, the sweeping fenders, those glistening chrome accents, it all comes together like a piece of mechanical art. Every line, every contour, every bolt seems to tell a story from a bygone era. And if you've ever had the privilege of seeing one restored to showroom glory, you know exactly how captivating it can be. This isn't a car that tries to impress you with speed or technology. It impresses you with presence, with character, with soul. Pop open the door, and suddenly you're stepping into the 1930s. The interior is a masterclass in simplicity done right. A big spoked steering wheel, a metal dashboard with gauges that look like handcrafted jewelry, bench seats that transport you back into a world where driving wasn't rushed, it was enjoyed. No touchscreens, no digital noise. Just the hum of the engine, the wind through a cracked window, and the feeling of purity that modern cars simply can't imitate. This is the essence of classic motoring. Now, let's talk about what's under the hood. The Model A was powered by a 201 cubic inch inline-4 engine, producing around 40 horsepower. And while that number might sound small today, back then it was more than enough to get the job done. This engine was designed to be durable, simple to repair, and nearly impossible to kill. Farmers used it, taxi drivers used it, families took road trips with it. Even after thousands of miles of dust, gravel, rain, and snow, the Model A just kept going. And with a top speed of about 65 miles per hour, it could comfortably cruise down the highways of its day. It wasn't built to race, it was built to last, and it did exactly that. The 1931 model year in particular stands out because it represented the peak of Model A refinement. Ford introduced updated styling, smoother operation, and a level of quality that separated it from the earlier versions. This was the final chapter before the arrival of the Ford Model B, and it showed the company's commitment to improving even its most successful designs. The 1931 Model A wasn't just the end of an era, it was a masterpiece polished at the very height of its time. But here's the thing that makes the 1931 Ford Model A so special today: owning one feels like becoming part of its legacy. Every time you turn the key, Every time that engine rumbles to life, you're connecting with the people who drove these cars nearly 100 years ago. You can almost feel the echoes of history around you. These cars carried newlyweds to their first homes. They carried soldiers returning from war. They delivered milk, newspapers, and dreams. Each mile driven today is another thread woven into a story that has been building for generations. And collecting one, restoring one, that's a whole different level of passion. A fully restored Model A isn't just a vehicle, it's an investment in history. It's a rolling piece of collectible Americana. Whether it's a coupe, a sedan, a roadster, or a truck, each body style has its own charm. And when one is restored with care, fresh paint gleaming under sunlight, woodwork polished to perfection, chrome shining like a mirror, it becomes an undeniable head-turner at every car show, parade, or weekend cruise. People flock to it not just because it's beautiful, but because it represents something deeper: authenticity. But don't be fooled, driving a 1931 Model A is an experience unlike any modern ride. There's a rhythm to it, a personality. You feel the road beneath you. You become part of the machine. There's no electronic safety net, no modern insulation, just you, the gears, the engine, and the open road. And somehow, that makes every journey feel more meaningful. Every sound becomes music. Every mile feels earned. It reminds us that driving used to be an adventure, not a chore. Even after nearly 100 years, the Model A community is still alive and thriving. Clubs, events, restorers, collectors, they all keep the legacy strong. People love these cars not just because they're old, but because they represent something timeless: simplicity, craftsmanship, endurance. And most importantly, connection. Connection to the past, connection to fellow enthusiasts, and connection to the golden age of American automobile innovation. So if you love history, if you love classic engineering, or if you simply love cars with soul, the 1931 Ford Model A is a vehicle that will forever stand as an icon. It captures everything special about the early days of motoring, and it continues to inspire new generations of car lovers every single day. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the greatest classics ever built, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. More legend rides, more automotive stories, and more timeless machines are on the way. See you in the next one.